And so now we'll be starting. Again, just things to keep in mind. This webinar is being recorded, so if you don't know, feel comfortable turning your camera on. That is okay, perfectly understandable. It will be available later on our social media, and we could also share it with you. Everyone will be muted, so that way the presentation can be more clear and go smoothly. And if you have any questions, they will be addressed at the very end. But you are more than free to leave them in the chat starting now, immediately, in the moment you start coming up with questions. That way, at the end, we could go back to the chat and we can address all of these concerns that you have. So please feel free to start sending us all the questions you have in between the presentation. But again, we will be addressing them at the end. So don't feel like you're being ignored. Okay, thank you. Another thing we would like you guys to keep in mind is this information that we put on the screen right now. As you may know, or hopefully you can now know, Cyber Sales LDC offers different services. It could be from after school programs to any housing issues. So if you are interested in finding out more, we are putting our hotline in the screen right now. That way you can reach out to the organization and you can let them know any assistance that you need, and then we'll be guiding you to the right office or the right person in charge of that department. So if you want, just take a quick screenshot, or if you want, let us know at the end and we'll come back to this one page. Okay, so if that's everything, I will be starting right now. So as we mentioned at the beginning, this will be a quick presentation about home repairs. So what my position is as a homeowner help desk counselor is I help try to help all my participants finding cost reducing programs, and some of these happen to be mainly for repairs. So it could be either to repair, it could be like basic repair, not basic repairs, but like major repairs, as like your roof, or if you need assistance with your boiler. As I said, you can see in the screen right now, we could go from weatherization, accessibility modifications, or just general repairs that you need done in your property. And all of these do change depending on the program that you are applying for, the repair that you need. um, your eligibility to it, if you are a senior, if you have disability, or even the size of your household and the income that your household has. So I'm now going to introduce to you some of the programs that we work more closely to, or that we have previously worked with, and then some of the most common themes that we see around them, and then some of the cases that I have worked with personally with my previous participants. And then so you let me know whatever works for you better. If you see something that you think will work for you, write it down. At the end of the presentation, we will also have our contact information. So if you're interested in any of these programs, you can reach to me at the end and let me know if anything is okay. All right, so let's continue. Oh. Okay, so the first program is Home Fix. This is actually a recent program that we started at the beginning of 2020, right? I might be wrong. The beginning of 2020, and this one offers loans for different types of repairs in your property. It can go from 1 to 4 unit properties. So if you have that and you feel like you need any repairs, that it could go from roof repairs, the structure of the house, boilers replacements, or general repairs like that, this will be a great program for you. It is a process where you have to go directly to CMYCN to do your app to work with your application. We will help you with the intake, so that way you can get started. And if you need to know more information on it, or if you need to know if you qualify for this program, we're also available for that. And as you can see, I put CMYCN and HPD on the side because they are the ones in charge of first processing the application, and then checking to see if you will be able to access this loan. Right now, they only have loans available, but we do have other programs. If just stay tuned, that do offer some grants or products that will be more beneficial for you if you are in a situation where you cannot afford a loan, or it will not be something that you could process at the moment. One of the next programs that I'm about to mention works actually closely with Home Fix, and that is NHS. So NHS, um, is another, it's called neighborhood housing services. There's actually different neighborhood housing services either in Brooklyn and Bronx. There's different offices all over New York. And so they also offer help with like water, boilers, sewer lines, sidewalk violations, roof, plumbing, electrical problems. And sometimes other repairs apply. You would just have to we would just have to talk to the about the process with them directly, with the representative from NHS that we get. And these, compared to like loans that you could get separately from other banks, these programs help because a majority of the times is low interest loans to apply for. And also, some of the times, if depending on the type of program you apply for, you could go to, how to say this, there have been programs where if you stay in the home, or you don't sell the home, or you don't do anything to the property for a certain amount of time, it could be forgiven. Again, every single time of loan depends on, every single person, every single loan will depend on your case and your eligibility. But it will still be something that you want to check out and you see what it will work. Right, last time we checked in their site, they're still offering up to $100,000 that you could get in repairs. And it could go from to 3 or to a 6%. And again, majority of these repairs are for units are 1 to 4 unit buildings. Okay, so small homes. um the next one is the weatherization program. So a lot of people don't really know about what the weatherization program when they hear about it. So this one actually is with Empower New York, with Empower New York, and then you actually gonna hear more about it in the next few slides about another program that works closely with the weatherization program. So most of this really means for like installation work. If you need to change, if you need to fix your boiler, replace your boiler, insulation in the house, windows to keep either the cool in or the heating from leaving, especially here in New York where it gets extremely cold. So on the side, I put like a list of like a checklist for most weatherization applications. So for weatherization, you will have to apply depending on your census number. So what you would do if you are interested in this program is, first of all, you have to be the owner of this property. One second. You have to be the owner of the property. It has to be your primary residence. If it's not your primary residence, not all the offices will be offering the services, and some will offer only part of it. So you will have to pay part of the repairs if it's your rental property. If it's your primary residence, then you could apply. You would just have to be in the right income eligibility status, and that will be available in the next page if you want to take a picture and you want to check that out. So generally they will use for the information about your utility bills to see, to see like how generally your cost will be. The people living in the property, so everyone living in the property has to apply for this. And what I mean is, for your household income, they will consider your family, right? So whoever lives with you in, like, let's say your same apartment, your same unit. So it will be, let's say, the parents and the kids. So that will be one whole household income. But to apply for this, we will still need everyone, including like you, the owner, and the tenants, to apply for this program, because they need a verification that everyone living in that property is confirming or it's okay with these repairs or this process that is about to start. um they will require social security if the person has it. There's a way for them to check who is applying or who's qualifying for this program. If you get public assistance, you will automatically be accepted to the weatherization program. You would just have to provide proof with the app, and you will still have to fill the application, but you will automatically get accepted to it. And if you get HEAP is a home energy assistance program. I will also talk about it in the next slide, in the next few slides. So just stay tuned. And then obviously you will have to provide, like, your IDs of everyone living with you. And again, the income proof, and something is, oh, obviously that you own the property, right? And then you will have to own it, I believe, for at least a year, but every office will be different, right? um so what I mean by that again is, if you would like to check, if you consider this program that it's something convenient for you, because these are repairs that you don't actually have to pay back, unless you might like move or sell the house. um you will come with us. You will have a meeting with me, and then we will check your address with one of our representatives from the weatherization offices. Generally we work with Sunset Park Red Development, and the representative from that office will be able to check if the census number that you have where you live, so like say for example 11207 or 11208, that's your specific address. If it falls under their office, then we will get the application for them from them. We will fill it in together. If you need any assistance, you will collect the documents, and then I will be able to send it back to them, and then we'll be in touch throughout the whole process. In the previous experience, it has not taken that long to get approved for this for this process, as long as everything is submitted on time as well. And all together, there's a few forms to fill in, and once you everything all of that is done, you would just have to sign another form, just so they can come into the house and assess how your property is and what needs to get done. If you need to get windows, insulation, where the insulation has to be done. And it will be a repair that happens all in the whole house, which is why everyone living in there has to approve this. If you would like to take a picture of the page right now in the screen, to you can have information, or so you can start preparing. If this is something you're interested in, you are more than free to do so. Or if you like me to send it to you, you can also leave that in the chat. In the next page, I'm gonna give you guys now. Okay, here is the weatherization income. This is the last chart that was sent to us for the income, depending on how many people live in your household, how many people are in your household. So if you make this or less, you will be qualifying. You don't have to make exactly this. You don't have to make more than this. If you make less than this, you will be qualifying for it. I had unfortunately, I had a client that because of COVID lost their job, so they wanted to know if they qualify for it. Technically, because they have no income at the moment, they will qualify for the program, as long as, again, as long as you make less than this. And kids are counted. Everyone in the household is counted. So everyone's income has to be combined. So for example, if it's you and you have an 18-year-old son and he is working, and he's living in that unit at the moment, his income will probably still have to be provided. So I want you guys to keep that in mind, because they will check every single person that lives in the house, and they still have to come into the property to assess it. So just, keep in mind whoever lives with you. So I hope that was enough. So like you guys could take a picture of it, or just let me know if you were interested about it later. So like I mentioned before, HEAP is a home energy assistance program, is equipment repair or replacement. So this one actually works closely with the weatherization program. If you qualify for this one, if you've gotten this before, you're most likely going to be automatically accepted for the weatherization program as well. So for HEAP, it's a little bit different. It's You also have to fill in an application. However, depending on your income and your eligibility, there could be different benefits. So these benefits can go from them paying utility bills. It could also go to them replacing a boiler, cleaning the boiler, fixing the boiler or any furnace that you have in your property. So generally, that will be the information that they will be requiring when you are applying. They will ask you information about, like, who is your main gas electricity provider, your utility bill information, if you who's in the property, your income. And again, if you get any public assistance, you could automatically be accepted to most of these programs. So that will be something you want to keep in mind. And it's anyone in the household. This oh I didn't mention this in the weatherization program, but let's say you are the owner of this property, but you don't get public assistance, and your income might not qualify you for this program because it's probably too high, right? That is okay. If your tenant gets public assistance. If you are aware that if your tenant gets public assistance, as long as they can provide proof for that, then you could still qualify for it. So you if you're interested in this and you have tenants, you might want to check that out. Check with your tenant if they get like food stamps, for example. If they can provide a proof of that, then the property will still qualify. As long as it's one of the units in the property that qualifies, then you could still be considered for these programs. And again, this could be really helpful. Boilers can be very expensive, and all those repairs and anything that entitled in the property, especially here in New York, like um it could be something very costly. So you might want to take advantage of these properties. Also, if you qualify for HEAP, we found out not too long ago that in the moment you qualify for HEAP, you could get about like $100 deducted from your next water bill. So if you get HEAP, or if you would like to, apply now, you might want to consider that. It's not in every bill, but it's still $100 that you can save up. Especially if your water bill is less than that, then it will cover for more than one. Again, the chat box is available in case you have any questions. Just put it all there, or if you like to have this presentation at the end or send to you, please let me know. Okay, so right now, in the screen is all the information for the counselors available in our office. So, like I mentioned before, Cypress Hills offers different services. Right here, homeowner help desk counselor Nicole Gonzalez. So I usually again work with everything when it comes to repairs, homeowner tax extensions. It could be refinance. If you have any violations, or you're dealing with like conflicts between tenants and landlords, please let me know. I will be available. But we also have services directly for tenants. So if you think you're tenants, or if you know about anyone, or you or yourself here and you are a tenant and you need any assistance, we have a tenant organizer and a tenant counselor, Christopher Rivera and Juana Iris Rivas. So if they need an assistance, please take a picture of the screen right now. You can reach out to them at any time, Monday to Friday. And then I also have our foreclosure prevention counselor, which is Rosalinda Gutierrez. She introduced herself at the very beginning. So please let me know if you need any assistance with that. You can also put it in the chat and it will be available for you. And then the Housing Council Division Director, Renee Arlane, he also helps with financial literacy. So if you need any assistance with credit, fixing your credit, or just like regular budgeting, then it will still be available. That's also something you will want to keep in mind if you are applying for repairs. A lot of these repairs do not qualify you if you either like if you have because a lot of these are right now, because of the pandemic and all the funding that's available right now, some majority of these are offering just loans. So you want to make sure your credit and like your financial status right now, it's something that could qualify you for these repair programs. It's kind of like, when you're applying to a bank, it's a little bit more flexible, but it's still a lot of requirements. Also, if you have a reverse mortgage, a lot of these repair programs do not take in reverse mortgages, because it's not a very smart this is not it's not a very smart move for them, especially because they have limited funding. If it's not your primary residence, you have to specifically check. Like I said, the waterization program offers you to offer still offers assistance, but you have to pay for part of the partial. You still partially have to pay for the repairs. But majority of the waterization program, it's all covered by them. So just have that into consideration. But the other programs, if it's not your primary residence, they're most likely not to offer it. Also, if you are a senior, or if you know about seniors that need repairs, a lot of these programs offer a lot more benefits for seniors. So please let them know. um Anything else, Rosalinda, that you would like to cover? I have missed anything?
Thanks, Nicole. As Nicole mentioned, due to funding, these programs do tend to take a little bit longer than people anticipate. And we know that these repairs could be something that would be needed to be expedited, but we have to wait for that funding to come through, especially the Home Fix program. But if you do not qualify for any of the grant programs that Nicole did mention, we can, still review your documents and see if a home equity line of credit would probably be a best option. That's another route that homeowners take when they want to do certain home repairs or just upgrading of their property. These things don't really qualify for some of the repair programs because they do have certain guidelines and requirements that we do need to follow, as Nicole had mentioned. Um, so yeah, just send us your information, give us a call. Depending on the need, the repair that is needed, we could check which program you would qualify for, which one we would assist you to apply for. Um, what else? As I mentioned earlier, um, because we are still going through the pandemic, if you have any um, mortgage assistance need, counseling need, give me a call, or just to fully understand what you need to do moving forward with your mortgage. Also, because for these programs, you need to be on time with your mortgage, because they won't, especially the grant programs, they won't allow for the applicant to, move forward until that mortgage is current. So you might want to think about that too. So if you have any questions, reach out to Nicole, reach out to myself. We'll just give you the correct information. Uh, and we have a question. Yes, all of our services, all of our programs are free. We're not for profit, so we do not charge for any of our programs. Nicole did mention that we do financial literacy counseling. So we do, in most of our programs, we do pull the homeowner's credit report. It's a soft pull, so it does not affect your credit at all. Because we're not the ones, we're not giving you a loan. So we just review it just to make sure everything is accurate. And also we, let the applicant, give them a copy and let them know that, make sure that everything on the report is theirs. And that's about it, I think. Any other questions?
So this wasn't exactly a question, but someone did ask if, well, someone did mention if, are these programs free? So, if you mean like our services, yeah, all of our services are free, and to apply for all of these applications, majority of these applications, it's free. But like farther than that, so if it's a loan, obviously you have to, pay back the loan. If it's a grant, I know like we used to call them groans. That's majority of them sometimes is offer. It really depends, again, case to case basis. So groans, it means so you have to consider that if you are applying for this, a majority of these are and these are, they're giving you kind of like a loan. It's kind of like you can sell the house, or you can leave the property, right? You can sell the property within certain amount of years for you to qualify. We didn't include this because right now the funding has been paused, so they're really not taking anything right now. It's called Rebuilding Together. But for Rebuilding Together, this was another repairs programs that we used to work closely with. Generally it will be like a grant, so they will pay for all the repairs that you qualify for in after doing the application. And if you don't leave the property, or you don't do the property for about 10 years, then you won't have to pay none of it back. They just want to make sure that all the money they invested will be properly used. So it's for you to stay in your property and make sure you stay in in the community. So that will kind of depend on the program that you qualify for. If that was the question, if hopefully I answered the question. But please let me know if you have any other questions. And yes, I will be sending the, if you want the presentation, please just leave me your email in the chat, and I will send it to you, like Mr. Antonio. I will send it to you. Oh, somebody just joined. Yeah, so that will, any more questions? Renee, anything that we might have missed? But like but like Rosalinda said, I would just want you guys to keep in mind that because of COVID, a lot of the timelines have changed, and we can promise you that, if you apply today, you will get a notice like in a week. We can't give you an exact timeline of how long this is gonna take. It's a process. And we also want you to give in consideration that you will have to submit everything before any decision is made, or about how much. We can make you the promises. We will help you throughout the whole process. You just have to and a lot of this, I'm gonna be honest, you have to be very patient because it's different phases. So it will be for you to first qualify, then a whole application, then they will have to actually assess the home. And with all these safety regulations that we have to follow now, it can't just be done in any way. And then then they follow up, and then you would just see decide with the program how it would be better for them to finish all the repairs in your property. I think something else came in the chat. Let me just.
Yeah, because due to the pandemic and the safety of everyone, as Nicole mentioned, these repair programs do have to go into your home and assess, right? To see exactly what needs to be done. This is what has been put on a pause. And as Nicole mentioned, these programs are trying to see how they can keep moving forward and allowing the person, the applicant, to continue having the process, move its course. And someone asked about the basement apartment pilot program. So that is not us. That's a different office. But as far as I know, that program has been closed. I don't think they're taking any
Mhm.
more applications. If you were part of that program, I think it was 2018, 2019. Um, if you're still in that pipeline, if you have a counselor, they should be reaching out to you. But in reference to trying to apply for that program, I think that program is closed already.
Yeah, if you were in that program and you got approved, like went through most of the process already, you will probably already know. But you can give me one second. You could definitely reach out to the hotline if you want to know more information, and they will direct you to the right office. In case you want to know more details, because I know that they were still guiding their participants in case they needed any more assistance with that. And then we just got another question about HEAP. Does a homeowner have to apply, or can anyone apply? So for HEAP, um, I believe the tenant can apply as well. This is
Yes.
a program kind of like the waterization. It could be the tenant and the or the homeowner that could get the benefit, because depending on remember, depending on your eligibility, either the household income, you could get different benefits. So yeah, I mean, anyone else could still apply. It's just that most likely they're gonna require you for the information about the whole household or probably the whole property. So just you want to keep that in mind.
I
So
think,
regarding HEAP, it's
Oh.
renters can apply,
Mhm.
and if they're eligible, they will get a small grant to pay for gas bill or a light bill. Okay. And it does not involve that grant through HEAP does not involve the owners. Okay. It just involves the household that's applying. So it could be the household of the homeowner, or it could be the household of a renter.
Yeah. What I
Also,
want.
go
Oh,
ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish.
I was just going to add about the basement apartment conversion pilot program. Was the applications opportunity to apply and ended in early 2019, like around the spring or the late winter, March, April, thereabouts. They were not accepting any more applications for the basement apartment conversion program. Okay. And in fact, they have been, I think maybe this is just some additional information. There have been about 8 properties that were selected to, or I should say, approved to move along through the process of getting to have their basements worked on. And in addition to those folks, anyone else that was, that submitted an application and wasn't among the 8 folks or owners who were approved, there we provide, the other services that I believe Rosalinda and Nicole mentioned, such as foreclosure prevention, mortgage default, um, any sort of assistance related to tenant counseling, tenant organizing, senior counseling, and so on.
Thank you, Renee. Oh yeah, so like Renee mentioned about the heap, so yeah, the renter can apply by himself. I wanted to mention also that they're most likely going to ask for social security because that's how they track every single person that um
Applies.
applies for this program. So in case in case of like different status that you may have, you will want to verify that first. um because I don't know if every office has that, but I know with the sunset that we have applied with before, that's how they track it. So you will see, because sometimes you could also use if there is a kid in the property, you could also use the kids. They would just need somebody in the household that they can track, the family they can track the program. And I was gonna mention, somebody else asked us about water bill. We do help with utility bill issues. We just have to again do an intake with you and meet with you to see what you qualify for, or what service we can offer you. But yeah, definitely set a appointment with us. That's another thing I want to keep in mind. Remember, we're because of the pandemic again, we're working remotely, so not all of us are in the office every day, and we are there for a specific time. So if you would like to meet with us, or you are interested in any of our services or anything that we mentioned here today, definitely set an appointment with us. Call us. I'm gonna put the information in the screen again. All right. Please put it. Take a picture of it or save the numbers. Give us a call to set the appointment. That way it could be over the phone, it could be through a conference, a Zoom conference as well, Google Meets, or it can be in person. Again, it just has to be a very specific time if it's in the office, just because we can't have too many people in the office at the same time. And do you have any questions?
I do want to mention, just to keep an eye out, everyone, with regards to the American Rescue Plan. So we're looking forward for having more services and benefits, made available to homeowners and tenants. So it's still in the works. Hopefully within the end of April, something would happen and more programs would be open and available for you guys to apply for. So once we have that information, we will be doing another webinar, just letting you know what is included in that rescue plan and how you guys can apply and what are the benefits that you might be eligible for.
I just got the same thing again. Do you guys help with water bill? Like I said, I don't not really sure what kind of assistance you mean by like just the water bill, but again, we'll have to do an intake with you to assess what kind of assistance you would need. That way, like, because again, it changes with every single case, and there could be different programs that could help you with that specific issue that you're having. Yeah.
Yeah, can you I'm not sure who that is.
You can
But
give me.
yeah, can you give us a call, call Nicole, her number's on the screen, or my number, so
Mhm.
we can talk more about your situation in regards to water bill. If there is any assistance that we don't provide, we usually refer the homeowner or the participant to another agency, and to just for them to get, again, the assistance that is needed. But yeah, if you could give us a call, we
Mhm.
could gladly give you the information you need.
Yeah. Thank you. I think that'll be it. Anything else, Renee, you like to mention? Rosalinda, any more questions? Let us know. If you like me to go back to any slide again, let me know.
No, I don't have any other
Thank
additional
you.
information at this time.
Thank you for your help, Renee.
I-
Thank you, Rosalinda.
uh,
Thank you, everyone, again. Then have a good night. If you need any more assistance, please reach out to us. Any any day, Monday to Friday. We're closed during the weekends, just so you know. But again, you can still reach out to us. You can leave us a voicemail. Make sure you give us your full name and hopefully the service that you need. That way, we will know which counselor has to reach out back. Or if not, just let us know that you need assistance, and we will be contacting. Thank you so much, and have a good night.
Good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, you guys too. Good night.
Bye. Take care. Stay safe.
Bye.